The Chainsaw Man anime had one of the best anime openings of its entire season. Not only did the song Kickback slap on its own, but the entire sequence that coincided with it was phenomenal as well. According to news sources and super perceptive movie buffs, the opening actually had references to famous films in every shot that was on screen. But you already knew that, right? But we're not here to talk about the singular opening of Chainsaw Man, no. We're here because I'm gonna give you my personal ranking of each of the 12 ending sequences of the Chainsaw Man anime. Usually an anime would change its outro song and animation once every major arc or season, but the Chainsaw Man anime is as extra with these as they were with the opening. Each one for all 12 episodes has an independent ending. So I'm going to be full on transparent with you here. I'm reading this script a few weeks later, but when I started writing this, I had only seen the first 2 episodes. But I had already heard about the effort put into the outros months prior since I waited until the season was over to watch them. I'm saying this because everything I say throughout this video is based on initial thoughts to seeing each of these for the first time. I have then afterwards ranked each of the openings from 12 being the most meh to 1 being my favorite of the bunch. Not to discredit or step on any toes of any of you avid Chainsaw Man fans out there, or anime purists, but these are my opinions. Nothing is definitive and it's all subjective. Keep that in mind, alright? Also, do me a favor and comment down below which of the endings are your personal favorites and why. It's important to note here that I'm watching this whole anime dubbed. If that discredits my anime opinions to you, then we have more concerning things to talk about. That being said, the opening for Chainsaw Man doesn't show subtitles even though it's also in Japanese, so that leads me to believe that this is a creative decision. This song is called Chainsaw Blood, very appropriate for the anime called, you get it. The visuals for this are very standard cinema scrolling credits with a black background, so it makes you feel like you just sat through a movie. Considering the theming of the opening and the plethora of movie references, the creative vision of having the most basic of the basic credits to start just fits. This is nothing special to look at all, but if you go deeper into the meaning behind it, then it's pretty clever. Now let's talk about the musical choice. This is what really brings this episode 1 together. The title, Chainsaw Blood, the genre, rock, the vibes, pretty hype, kinda grungy, feels like it would play on a Hot Topic with Chainsaw Man playing on one of the TVs. This song fits what you would expect to hear from an anime like this. It's a very safe choice, lyrically, considering it's also important that they had to translate for non-Japanese speakers. No matter how I get smashed up, there's no stopping now. The roar of my engine is enough to drown it all out. Every blood of drop, is that a typo? That goes down is a nightmare, reborn. Lyrics that coincide with the direct feeling of Denji and solidifying the audience's first impression of him. This song was also an original, made for the anime. Not sure if the others will be as original as well, or have subtitles, but we'll see. This ending is essentially a tribute to our first major Devil Hunter death. We've also got a new threat and characters thrown into the mix this time around as well. The action scene with Himeno and Aki going ham was sick though. Yeah, this was a good ending. The part where Himeno is in a forest surrounded by ghost devil hands was cool too. Violence. Aside from the name, this song is very danceable. Extra points for power dancing here. I can't really find too many cinematic and visual parallels with this ending to be honest, but out of all the songs played so far, this is the one that I probably vibe with really heavily just on how it sounds. The visuals here are a black and white filter and the main characters are just standing around in a seamless void with lots of crystal effects and streak lines. Ah yes, the endless 8th floor starts here. Lots of infinite illusion imagery, and also we have the rest of the Squad 4 being highlighted as well. The ghost devil hand is shown in a few different ways in this animation, and I like how they're subtly dropping hints towards Makima. Should the audience trust her, and what's her game with Denji? Who knows at this point, to be honest. A lot of characters died in this episode, as represented by all the blood flowing throughout this sequence. We get to see Makima's devil ability at work too, which caused a lot of people to explode all over Tokyo. The grainy filter and comic details effect on a lot of the visuals here are pretty neat. Also, the music does have a nice sound to it and a flow that does feel really melancholy to the loss that we got in episode 9. This one is a very Denji-centric ending. got our chainsaw devil dog in a room with some actual dogs, but also we've got this super harsh, grungy filter over the video, as well as a rough sketched look to the animations that's present. This could be based on Denji's mental state, considering he was questioning if he'd even cry if he lost some of the people that he's close to in battle. Rah rah. We're at the pinnacle of the Infinity Devil fight here, and we have a lot more endless stairway imagery. Kinda like that one endless staircase illusion painting, I forget what it's called. I really like the song though, it has a unique sound to it. Also there's some paintings shown in the sequence that look like direct grabs from the manga. Power fans rejoice, this ending is all about her and seeing how many adorable outfits we can put her in within a minute and a half. It's appropriate to get this one out now, considering she's an established member of Denji and Aki's household. Also, now that the Meowie arc is wrapped up, which gave us Power's background, we can now appreciate her more as a character rather than a hyperactive killing machine. But I mean, she totally is. And that is okay. Ah yes, the bar episode. What a magical moment it was. Off rip, the aesthetic of this ending sequence is really cool. We have an 80s inspired Chainsaw Man RPG playing on our CRT TV, as well as some tasteful pinups of the main female leads of the show. The super trippy visualizer on the back end goes well with the late night drinking vibes of the episode. And then it wraps with a cozy shot of all the hunters having a drink together. This one is up there for me. We've got visuals this time, and wow, we are really starting off strong here. Also, unlike the first episode, there are no subtitles for the song, so I guess it isn't as thematically important to understand the lyrics. However, this song is very catchy. It has the vibes of a light-hearted action anime. Like, nothing major has happened yet, but the guitar vibes are still there to let us know that there's an intensity to the show. This animation is split into multiple segments, each highlighting the major characters we've seen introduced in the show so far. Starting off with Denji, we have a heart and an EKG reading on screen. This is to show that he's alive thanks to Pochita's sacrifice from episode 1. Denji wakes up in a pile of trash in a dark alley, illuminated by a single light. The setting is appropriate for him given that his background from coming from literally nothing and being considered human trash. Power is alone in what looks to be a room of a karaoke place. From what the viewers have gathered from her by now was that she's loud and energetic, which could validate how she could be in a party all by herself and pass out from exhaustion. After getting bored, she jumps out the window. Aki is brooding alone in a rather basic looking bedroom with a rainy looking window. He then simply gets up and arms himself with his blade. Makima's scene simply has her drinking from tea in her office. On the part where Denji's falling from the sky, it's kind of dreamlike, but also he closes his eyes as if he's falling to his death and he's accepted his fate, but then Power flies through, kicking him out of his fall and onto the ground. Then Aki shows up and kicks him in his back a bit, calling back to how they're still kinda at that rival stage at this point. Denji then gets up off the ground and the sun rises, stopping the rain that has been prevalent throughout the whole sequence and illuminates the city. The squad of 3 then walks away from the camera. This animation captures how drastically Denji's life has changed in such a short period of time. At first it was just him and Pochita, but now he has people that are close to him, and for the first time things are starting to look up. His life is now looking brighter. Damn, that 1 year of art school really got me good at analyzing media. After an episode of his absence, we finally have Chainsaw Man back on the screen, and this ending has him in it as well. Starting off with this blood red filter over the people that left Denji for dead, and flashes of the 2 devils he's killed already, the zombie devil and the bat devil. When Denji pulls the cord to turn into Chainsaw Man, the music gets super hectic and makes me think of what his mental state might be when he transforms. Just high octane rip and tear energy. Also, what's interesting is that we get Aki's Kon as a reference to the sick music break in the song, even though we haven't actually seen it on screen yet at this point. So that's basically a treat for the manga readers. When Makima's on screen, the music has a gentle breakdown that's really calm compared to what we've heard so far in that point of the song. Then on the back end, when the rest of the squad is on the screen together, the song now has a melody that's much easier to follow. The shot of Pochita being dead inside Denji and then him turning to Chainsaw Man is really cool too. I think I like this one better than episode 2. This is a perfect ending for the first season of Chainsaw Man, being the culmination to a major plot line and battle with the Katana Devil, just to being a montage of Denji, Aki, and Power just enjoying a day off. They go to a shrine, the grocery store, and even have dinner together. It's such a great way to see how far Denji's life has come in comparison to where he was at the top of the show. He now has people that he can somewhat consider family or at least close friends. He has a roof over his head, money to spend on food that he can eat all he wants. This is a perfect stopping point for the season. However, if you read the manga, you know that this is not even the beginning. It's about to get really wild in season 2, but it's nice to see where things are now. Also, how this ending transitions to the epilogue of Aki on the back porch smoking Himeno's last cig to him. Just feels right, man. This has gotta take the top spot for me. This song is very catchy as well, so I'm definitely adding it to my likes on Spotify. In the words of the great Eugene Liang from the Try Guys, aka the Rank King,
I'm right, you're wrong, shut up.
Like I said, these are my personal opinions on which openings are my favorite, and if you have any objections or counterpoints, feel free to comment down below. This video was a great reason to binge the first season of Chainsaw Man in like 2 days, so I feel like I'm the true winner here. I can't wait for more episodes to drop, and if they happen to do different endings for those episodes as well, I'll probably do another ranking of those too. Thank you so much for watching everyone, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye bye!